Leadership made easy. This has been our discussion for the past couple of episodes on Leaders Arise. My name is Demola Awoyele, and I want to welcome you powerfully to this life-changing episode of Leaders Arise. We have been on a journey for the past couple of weeks now discussing leadership made easy. My goal is to simplify leadership for you in a way that you can be able to apply the principles of leadership to your everyday life. And that is what we are going to be doing again today. So I want to welcome you powerfully to this episode. At the last episode, I began discussing imitation is not limitation. I have read books, I have listened to people who opined that you are not supposed to imitate people. You want to be an original and all of that. And I appreciate that view because there is something unique about you actually. But the truth of the matter is you cannot get into your uniqueness unless you have been able to imitate the right people. Like they say in our home parlance here in Nigeria, they say follow who know road. That means follow somebody that knows the road. So, I've used this analogy before, especially this our side of the world. People say, are you a learner? They want to just sound derogatory, making people feel as if being a learner is a bad thing. But the truth of the matter is we are all learners. At one time or the other in our life, we have people we learn from and we are still learning from. And that is also the same thing about leadership. Leadership is a learning process. The better you are at learning, the better you are at leading. The better you are at following, the better you are at leading. So I want to buttress on what I began about 2 episodes ago now on imitation is not limitation, or imitation is not always limitation. Because one way to develop leadership is to have somebody somewhere that you are imitating. All of us are Christians today if you are born again because we are imitating Christ. We are following after the life of Christ. All right? A surgeon today was once a student of a superior surgeon yesterday, following the instruction of that superior surgeon, not just the instruction, following the ways and manners of that surgeon as far as that medical practice is concerned. It's the same thing about leadership. You cannot be a great leader if you are not a good follower. So imitation is not always limitation. One way to lead easily is to have someone in your life that you are imitating. So those were the thoughts that we shared at the last episode. So today, I want to let you know how to know who to imitate. You may want to subtitle this, Who to Imitate. As wonderful as imitation is, not everybody is safe to imitate. Not everybody is good to imitate. Not everybody is good to follow. So my job today, and maybe at the next episode, is to highlight a few things that you must consider if you want to imitate anybody. A few things you must consider. If you are a Bible student, you must have read Hebrews chapter 6, I guess verse 12, who says that we should not be slothful, but we should be followers of them who through faith and patience, they obtain the promise. So in that portion of the Bible, the writer of that, maybe Paul or whoever wrote that, seemed to be letting us know what to look out for in who to imitate. He said, imitate, be ye imitators of those, or followers of those who through faith and patience obtain the promise. So you see there that who to imitate in that context is number one, those who have faith. Number two, those who have patience. Then most importantly, those who have obtained the promise. I just use that example to let you know that you can't just be following blindly. That's the problem in most places today, the problem of blind followership. As important as followership is, you mustn't follow blindly. Jesus rebuked the Pharisees. He said they rebuked the people. He said the Pharisees said they are blind leaders of the blind. That means the Pharisees do not know the road, as it were. They really are asking people to follow them. And unfortunately, quite a number of people were following the Pharisees who themselves were blind. They don't know where they actually are going. No wonder Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. So Jesus is the way. So he expected people to follow him because he's not just the way, he knows the way. And he doesn't just know the way, he's the way. But today I want to look at 3 things you need to look at in imitating people. So I'm going to pick it one by one. I will discuss one today, then tomorrow at the next episode discuss the second one, then the next episode discuss the third one. Now, who are you to imitate? Number one, you should imitate somebody who is currently, having victories in areas where you're having struggle. Somebody who is currently having victories in the areas where you are having struggles. I wish to say this a million times because whether you like it or not, there are struggles in your life. All right? They may not be many, but there could be a few areas of your life where you're having struggles. It could be a relationship struggle. You have struggle relating with people elderly. It could be financial struggle. It could be spiritual struggle. It could be whatever other areas of struggle. So who are you supposed to imitate? Look out for the people who have victories in the areas of your struggle. Now that will mean 2 things. Number one, you must identify your area of struggle. Whether you like it or not, there are a few areas, maybe 1 area or 2 areas where you are currently grappling with some issues. So you follow somebody who God has given victory in the areas of your struggle. This to me is one of the quickest way to get out of challenge in life. But the problem most of the time is that people company with those who are having the same problem like themselves. So they form what I call a pity party. So they form association of job seekers, association of single ladies who are waiting to marry, association of, I wouldn't know. So as wonderful as those associations could be sometimes in terms of mutual encouragement and all of that, but they can't get you out of your problem. It takes somebody who has been out of the problem to get another person out of the problem. Somebody cannot be inside a ditch and is promising you is going to get you out of the ditch. What would you tell that person? Sir, get out of this ditch first, then you will show me the way out. All right, so you must identify your own struggle. And identifying your own struggle sometimes is not always easy. It's not easy sometimes because a lot of things have covered real issues in our lives. So you need to sit down. Where am I having struggles? What am I grappling with? As simple as not being able to read edifying materials, capacity building materials. You don't have the discipline to do that, but there is somebody around you who reads like something else, who reads without any stress. It could be finances. You can't manage your finance, but there is somebody who is good at managing his or her finance. It could be in your marriage. It could be in your spiritual life or your walk with the Lord. So you need to identify those people, all right, that are currently having victories in the areas of your struggle. And God is faithful, all right? He will always position people like that not too far from you. They may not be directly where you are, but they are not going to be unreachable. Some of them may be a phone call away, some may be a travel away, some may be a material, a book away. So identify people who have victories in the areas where you have struggle. I am not saying identify people who are preaching victory. Some people are preaching victory, but they are not living the victory. And that's the problem we have today. We have so many theoreticians, so many people who know how to talk the talk, but they have not walked the talk. They know how to preach to people, how to get out of financial mess, but they are still in financial mess. They know how to tell people how to build a spiritual life, but they are still spiritual midgets. So you don't look for what they say, you look for how they live. You look for the testimony that is following their life. You look for the issues and the challenges and the struggles that by wisdom and by the help of God, they have been able to get out of. Those are people you are supposed to imitate. And when you meet people like that, what are you supposed to do? Number one, expose your struggle. Expose, especially when you know that God divinely guided you to this. These are not people you are posing to as if you don't have problem. They already have been where you are. They know how it feels. So you are not trying to package and start speaking some bogus words and making them feel as if you are okay and all of that. When you meet people who have overcome the struggle that you are grappling with, expose your struggles to them. They can identify with it so easily. And of course, welcome their solutions, welcome their help, welcome whatever it is that God has strategically placed in their lives to help you out of your own struggle. At the next episode, I will pick up from here. My job today is so simple, helping you to know those people that you are supposed to imitate. Number one, I said those who have had victory in the area where you have struggled. When you meet somebody like that, you have found somebody that is worth following. And in a matter of time, you will see yourself overcoming the struggle, then of course becoming a leader in that your sphere of endeavor. My name is Demola Awoyele, and this is Leaders Arise. Thank you for being a part of today's broadcast. In case you have questions, you have comments or feedback, feel free to get across to me. I look forward to having another wonderful time of learning with you at the next episode. Go right there, imitate the right people, and become the leader you are meant to be. And bye for now.